Hi everyone, welcome back. We are doing another Christmas themed video in a very non-Christmas themed game being Frostpunk. I will give a little bit more of an explanation once we have gone through the intro to the game. A New Home is what we will be playing.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow. And with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty. And for those who remained, came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
There's AI Santa standing over his lovely Frostpunk town that he designed. We are playing a game that emanates winter vibes. If you look at the Australian Christmas compared to most of the Northern Hemisphere's Christmases, it is the polar opposite. Yesterday we sweltered through 39-degree weather here. That is bonkers for Christmas time. You have a lovely winter Christmas in the Northern Hemisphere and we just get burnt to a crisp. It has its own benefits and it has its own negatives. As you can hear, my voice is a little bit deteriorated from the Christmas period. That just is what it is. I'm doing my best to manage it. It's why you've seen some irregular posting and a fall off in video quantity. In Frostpunk, the aim of the game is to survive. You have to build a town or a city or a multiple of those if you are good at the game. However, I am not good at the game, so I'm just going to do my best to keep the people of our city alive, however that may be. We will try to spread some Christmas cheer and provide the best that we can with my limited experience in surviving Frostpunk. At the start, you just have to establish housing, cookeries, workshops, health clinics, just your basic city needs. I like to mess around with roads. I didn't know what I was doing and I couldn't understand why the yellow wasn't connecting. Turns out you have to connect the yellow to the green yourself, and also you have to collect minerals along the way, or bits of steel. We have an issue in the generator, so let's have a look. There is a critical shortage. So there's this thing called the Book of Laws. You open up the Book of Laws and it gives you a whole bunch of different things you can do to deal with the situation. Emergency shift is a great one, but nah, that wouldn't be very Christmassy, would it? Let's go with the emergency shift feature. That is definitely something that Call Me Kevin would have done, one of my previously favourite YouTubers before I gave up on the platform. we have to continue with a couple different things that we haven't already established, such as a medical post.
They were cold.
Whilst everything is being mined and collected here at the town, we have another issue. There is a housing problem, no roof over our heads. Well, look, I can understand that. Times are tough. Inflation is through the roof. Trump is president nearly again. And the world's going bonkers over Bitcoin. Let's just work on establishing some housing for now. The wisdom of the crowd. I understand what you're saying. We will just continue trying to build some tents. We have a housing issue in Australia, so maybe we should build some tents. I would like to put in my vote for me for Prime Minister. That's right, Anthony Albanese, I am coming for your job. If you hear this, mate, I am going to get you. There is a resource shortage. So again, from the emergency shift stuff, you can have an extended shift, which means that people work longer hours. Based on the current climate in the world, there's going to be a lot of unhappy families come Christmas time. But I think it's best for the families of Frostpunk's village that we do get them some presents come the end of the year. There is some people that we need to find that have left wherever they were previously. They have convoyed across the snowy desert. Believe it or not, Antarctica is actually a desert, and you can classify a lot of snowy regions as deserts because there is nothing there. Mountainous snowy regions, no. But regular, large-scale nothingness, yeah, that's a desert. We're going to continue building some streets. My absolute thrilling gameplay of me putting down some extra tents. There's been some sick absences at work. That's standard. It is Christmas time. You know, being someone who's worked in varying different roles, very different categories of the workforce, there's nothing worse than when you're like a casual worker, which means you get to pick, kind of, when you do and don't work, and the boss is telling you that you have to work, even though you've told him that you're not going to work. And it's kind of like this Mexican standoff where you see who blinks first, and most of the time it's the employer who blinks first. Never give in, people, unless you don't want any more shifts at where you work. We are up to the technology tree now. There is a couple different things in the technology tree. The main thing that we need is the beacon. However, I do not have enough resources. Who's that? I think that's Santa. Yeah, that's Santa. That's Santa. That's who that was. Now, it's decreased in temperature, but we do need to build a beacon. That is the key point in this video, and establishing our town is that we need to find everybody else. If we're going to have a Merry Christmas this year, we're not going to have coal in the stockings because we need the coal. We need to find these people. What have we got over here? An alert for frostbite. Oh, Santa has to deal with this all the time, frostbite. You know what Santa used to do? Just walk around with hot cocoa. Maybe hot stew? I know the cookhouse isn't the greatest. We don't get much in terms of hunting in our town. We have researched heaters in the technology tree. As you can see, my voice is now fading. I have initiated the beacon research. Now we can make some progress in our quest to find everybody else. The lack of homes stirs anger. Calm, everybody. We need to calm. We are a united front here, everybody. Listen to me. We will invest in Bitcoin and we will get out of this. Bitcoin to the moon, everybody. Or at least to the snowy tundra. Let's build some more streets. My absolute favourite thing to mess around with. And just slap a whole bunch of tents down. Couldn't imagine anything better than living in 4 tents with a population of over 80 people. I'm sure they are very excited to have a couple extra bits of housing to live in. More tents, yes. That's what we need, more tents. I assume this is how you solve most housing crises. Australia specifically looking at you. Stop ruining everybody's housing by pumping the house price up of small little tiny townhouses. The beacon is researched. If we go to the construction tab, we will see if we can get the beacon built. Yes, we do have the resources for that. The beacon looks a lot like the sky elevator off City Skylines. Basically a giant weather blimp which I don't know where they got the materials to build that from, but we managed to do it. So let's shoot up the weather balloon into the atmosphere. I'm sure there are better ways that we could power the weather blimp than by using our vital coal. Maybe some steam would be useful. If we could frack into the ground and take some gas or some liquid of some kind that we can boil. We will need to send a rescue party out. If we can find some other people, that is great for the cause. Yes, let's look at the Lost Expedition. There are tons of these that you will unlock as time goes on when you play this. I'm sure everybody who has played Frostpunk is like, this guy is terrible. Why is he explaining this? Well, I have 2 little kids who need to understand how to play the games. And also that for anybody who may not have hypothetically seen the game, that's what you're doing. You're just trying to find everybody else. There's sometimes resources, there's sometimes bears, there's sometimes presents under the tree. It really depends on what your goal is with your town and how good you are at the game, which I am not. Build some more tents on my tiny little ring. It's getting bigger, but I don't feel like it's a bustling city yet. If I was Captain James Cook, I'd be severely disappointed with everything that I've built so far. A happy reunion. We found some survivors. Send them to the city. Yeah. Oh, my voice is so gone. Okay. Well, that is the mightiness of recording for 11 minutes. That's all I can manage. Scouts have returned safely to the city. We'll get a lovely cutscene. Thank you, everybody. This is the worst version of Ice Age that I have ever seen. Okay, where is Manny? We need Manny. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully my voice is better. Otherwise you may hear me sounding like this for a little while.